Hello, America. I'm here to talk about why transportation in our country is not working, along with the infrastructure in our country, especially in the wealthy areas and the poor areas. For starters, in New York, they have great transportation like trains to take you where you need to go, and you don't even need to have a car to get a job and make it in New York City. And I understand in the suburbs they really don't want that, which is a shame because they really don't care in the suburbs how people live. They assume that people don't learn how to drive. And if they don't learn how to drive, that's their fault. Driving is persuasive since driving has first came out. I know this is a radical idea, but I don't care. I need to mention it. You try to graduate from high school. It's either you learn how to drive or you don't, and then you fail at life, or you need a friend to help you to go to work or a family member. What happens if you don't have that? Then that's your problem. It shouldn't be that way. This is why we have all these problems in the world. We need to have fair policies, not unfair policy. Life is always going to be unfair, but it needs to be less unfair. I believe that in all 50 states, we need some kind of high tech transportation system with trains to take you to employment and to colleges. And it needs to be with high security due to the fact that there's a lot of shootings in our country for a lot of reasons and a lot of unfair reasons. And there's the psychological profile out there that could explain it, and law enforcement should be able to explain it. The FBI can explain it along with the FBI's behavior analysis unit because that's a real unit in real life. I just think the transportation system got to change for the better. Like I said, we need some kind of high tech transportation system after high school. Driving is not always the solution. It causes accidents, it causes tragedy in people's lives. We need a high speed, smart system, shuttles, possibly, in all 50 states. And we can make it work. They could build it underground, they could do something. They have it in China, and China is a communist country. I get that, but we really need their technology. And we really need better transportation for people, so people don't always have to feel like they have to drive or be manipulated into driving. Like persuasive, same thing. Need to be manipulated into driving, which is ridiculous because there's people out there that need to take Lyft. I just took Lyft today. Went from $6 away from the mall to my house, from Rockaway to Rockaway. From instead of being $9, it went $16 today. It's ridiculous. Transportation needs to change too. We can't progress without change. And if people have a problem with change, that's too bad. We need more security if we're going to have change to reassure people. Congress and Senate need to get off their asses. And the transportation secretary of the state, the United States, need to communicate with all the transportation secretaries in the United States, in those 50 states, too. Our transportation system is totally unfair. I could go on and on about our transportation system. The suburbs needs to change whether people like it or not. And people have said to me, "Oh, if you don't have a car, too bad. It's your problem." That's cold hearted. I mean, come on. And then the buses come every 15 minutes. I don't think that's right either. It needs to come like every. I mean, it comes every hour and an hour in the suburbs. It needs to come like 15 minutes. I get rid of the buses and have old trains. Have trains. We could make it work. Trains are the best means of transportation. Buses really are not the greatest. School buses in high school, yeah, that would work. And that's the thing. Once you graduate from high school, we all know that you have to pay to get on a train or bus. But buses take too long. Shuttles are the greatest. And they're a lot of money, but we can make it work. We put our minds to it, and we have the best security out there. And if we have that NSA involved to help with transportation, and If we're gonna have real free high quality transportation, so be it. Screw what the conservative believe and keeping everything the same traditional. Because sometimes change is really good and really awesome. We need to be a part of something monumental, and that means transportation shuttles. I believe that could be done because buses are not the greatest and they're not very reliable, and shuttles are really good high speed shuttles. I think it could be done.